Hey guys, this is Singh here. So today finally I got time to make the video which I have promised. It is about half trend or Lord Arrow as we all call it already. So I will explain how do I use half trend and what is the best way to use it and what indicator we can use for filter. So let's start. Okay. So first let's put a half trend indicator on it. So this is the standard half trend indicator. I will share indicator which is multi-time frame version of it. You guys may use it as you want, maybe multi-time frame half trend on the lower time frame, but that's still in testing. So let's use this one as for now. So it has only one setting, amplitude. We can use 1 to 15 whatever, but since the half trend actually came when we were discussing the Odin hedge system, and the setting which compares to that system is 15, so I can use 15. Basically I will put it like this: if you want to catch good long trades which have R to 1 to 3 or more RR, like 1 to 2 or more RR, then you should use 15. But if you want to use a quick scalping system, then you may use 5. I mean, you can use 1 to 15 whatever you want to, because the filter indicator which we will use it won't let you take the trades which are not agreeing with that indicator, right? So this amp is something how frequent you want to look at your screen. Like if you put amp 1, you will have so many signals, you will constantly be looking at your screen, and the other indicator I will show you won't agree with it, so that will be waste of your time. If you want 15, then you might get some signals late. I mean, there must be a signal here already, and then this move, the signal is pretty late. The move is already 27 bips done. So what I found, 5 is good. It's what should work for everybody. I mean, see, you have a signal here, and it gave you one false signal. On 15, it gave you one false signal. So it's pretty much same thing. From here to here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 signals, and this will come on 15 soon. But 5 have an advantage over 15, is it gives you signal a bit early, and it doesn't give you more false signal than 15. It does give you more, but not a lot. Plus it gives you signals which you should be able to get early on, like this, right? So this is already working in your favor. So we'll try to use 5 for now, and then you guys can test it further whatever you want. I will just explain how you should use, and then the settings will apply pretty much to any amplitude, any time frame you want to use it on. Alright, so that is first indicator. We use amp 5 show bars, which is this these lines behind this half trend line. Show bars, yes, we want that. Show arrows. These bars basically will give you better area of your stop loss if you set it behind those bars instead of using the line itself. And then show arrows, true, alerts on, current, true. Everything is true except the email alert. Like if you want, you can configure your email. You will have to go to options and all that, and set TLR imports to true and hit OK. So that's our first indicator. Now the second indicator is called Ultra RSI. It is an RSI, but it's a multi-time frame RSI we will use. So what is a multi-time frame RSI? Basically, you are taking an indicator from another higher time frame, and then you are plotting it on lower time frame. Then on this we use what I use. You may test other setting if maybe it suits you. An hourly RSI with whatever period. I use 15-minute RSI with period 5, and I put level 50. That's it. And then there is this setting, time frame separator, which will draw lines in this window, in this indicator's window, apart each 15-minute interval. So we don't want that. We will put it to false, and pretty much that's it. We will, let me change the color there. So yeah, so we have one indicator which is called half trend, Lord arrow, we should call it that. And then the other indicator is RSI. And now remember, I was telling you the 5 and 15. Since we are using these two indicators in combinations, the setting of half trend really becomes irrelevant. Like, I mean, you could use 15, but I would say use 5. It still won't let you enter a fake trade, but it will let you enter a trade in early stage. So 5 is better in that sense. Okay, so how do I trade it? So this is currently happening. We had a good trade, but let's go back, let's go in history, and let's catch some good and bad trades, both. So we are not, you know, cherry picking it. Let's just pick anywhere. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so how do I trade it? I get a signal from half trend, okay, and then I want RSI. If it's a sell signal, I want RSI to be below level 50, to be below in a sense which that it is staying below this dip, which is not even, it didn't even cross like 48. It shouldn't be considered below, you know, like we all know that how the indicators work. So that is my first condition. First, I want a signal from half trend. Second, I want to see if RSI is below 50 or is trying to go. If it is trying to go, I can see it's going down. I am interested in the signal. I will watch out. Whatever. I will watch out, and then my real indication of in entering a trade would be, I want a bounce of price from half trend. I won't say from half trend, but I want a bounce of price. I want price to go back, whether it touches half trend or not, and then bounce off it. If it touches, that's good. But if let's imagine half trend was somewhere here, price went, bounced, that is a good bounce for me regardless. The next thing I want is when price bounces, then RSI have to go below the level 50. So price got a bounce on this candle, or the one candle here, doesn't matter, it's area, it's not exact price, right? So we had a bounce, RSI went below, which is good. Now we can take a trade here, or we wait if this dip is also fake like this. So we want to see if it reverses, right? So next candle happened, we see no, it's good. Then we know the cross has actually happened, and RSI wanted to go down, and now it's going down. Then we put our stop loss 8 pips behind right here, and then our RR can be 1 to 1, 1 to 2, or we can just wait for an opposite signal to happen. So that is truly your choice. So if I place 1 to 1, that would be easily reached, and then if I was going opposite signal, which would happen here, but then opposite signal we also verify it with the same way. We want a bounce, right? And the bounce didn't happen, so it came back, price, and then bounce happened eventually here. So we would exit our signal with a loss of 4 pips. Or the third way, trail your stop. You had the first stop loss here, and then you saw price going down, you put your stop loss, move it along with it, and then finally it will get hit. Now this trade is probably a slow market. This is not how it's going to be when you're trading with more knowledge when the market is trending and when there is good volume in the market, right? So eventually you will get used to it. But I'm just showing you that if you want to trade it, rather than, I don't know, like if you want to catch 50 pips move, then you should have a good volume in the market. You know, you can't expect it in a dead market or in a kind of ranging market. And what else in this? So yeah, that's pretty much for the entry and exit. So you wait for a bounce, you want RSI going down, and the good bounce I consider when, so let's say the signal came, if RSI was below and then a bounce happened and RSI came back and bounced off level 50, that would be a great trade. I'll show you in some next examples, but this is the basic setup we are looking for. We want a signal, we want RSI below 50, and we want a bounce. And then there are bounces which are before entry even. We'll talk about that in a bit. So our exit is trading stop or fixed pips or opposite signal. It's totally up to you. So that signal done, and let's see, this signal came here. Now I will put another condition. If you get a signal and you see that your price has breached half trend and signal is still valid, then that signal is not a great signal. Because a good signal is when price don't breach half trend, like in these signals. When it breaches and you still get a bounce, that's a risky bounce. Then you should be really careful. What I would suggest in that conditions, or in any trade, I would say, let me see one thing though. Same thing. Anyways, so what would I tell you? Always draw your support and resistance lines on RSI, and you might get in late a bit, but it will save you some losers. I mean, if you were doing this trade, I would place entry would be somewhere here if we consider the bounce, right? So what I would do, I would zoom out and I would see if there is some resistance or support which is preventing it, or which I want to see that if it's truly broken, like support and resistance lines like these on RSI are pretty good held. So you should always draw them. And a good trend is when RSI keep bouncing off those levels. I mean, if you will see when RSI is bouncing off those levels clearly. So that is another way you may try, but if you just want to stick to the system, it will still make you a winner eventually. It will give you some bad trades for sure, but since you're trading on a 1 minute chart, it will never give you stop loss higher than 8 or 10 pips. So your hit will be always in that area, right? So where were we? Where was that signal, man? Oh yeah, right here. So there were two ways to prevent that. First, I said when half trend gets breached in a signal, that signal can be risky, because once the RSI goes above, and then it should bounce off 50, it shouldn't breach 50. Same thing goes for price, it shouldn't breach half trend. Anyway, so a signal is a signal. We took this trade, we had our stop loss 5, it gets hit, we are -5, we were +8, we are kind of still okay. And then you see we get the signal, and if you feel the RSI overall, it's always below. It never went above the level 50. It is kind of below if you consider this whole move. If I just put a support line or resistance line right here, you will see it's always struggling to go there. So a true signal, I would say, is when this is breached, and because these levels 50 or 70 or 30, they are just levels. They don't show you much RSI doesn't have overbought or oversold or those kind of levels, but we just are using 50 for that sake. So this trade will come here, and now this is what I was talking about. However, this trade won't be a super winner if you ignore these things and you don't exit this trade, but it will hit your stop loss here anyways. Then eventually you will get this trade, which is 46 pips, which will compensate you for everything. But I was talking about bounces before even the signal comes. So let's hit this trade right here. I would consider this price action as a bounce too, because when price is breaching half trend, I can clearly see RSI is going down too, and then I just had a buy trade which was a bad trade and my SL got hit. Now I know from the feel of this that price wants to go down eventually, it doesn't want to come up. So I'm just getting these signals because the indicator is acting like that, right? So eventually, if a bounce happens like this, and a bounce especially when it breaches half trend and RSI was below 2, I will consider it a bounce for a short signal before even a short signal comes. So when the short signal came and the bounce has already happened, this is a signal for you to enter. However, that being said, the distance from the half trend should be kept in mind too. If it's closer, it's good, but if it's far, then it's gonna retrace. That's what happened, and then it will come back. So those kind of things you will have to keep in mind. Or you can just simply leave everything, stick to one idea. You get a signal, you get a bounce, RSI agrees, you trade, which that will happen somewhere here. You get a signal, you get a bounce, RSI is still under, you trade. Put your stop loss 5 pips, it gets hit, you're out. Now this buy signal, you get a signal, RSI never came up. This signal came, again RSI went down. This signal came, it went down. So this is, like, if you are a blind follower, sure, go ahead, take a trade and lose whatever 5 pips. But if you are a trader, you know that these breaks are not true, right? You want to see a break which is a good break, and it's continuously staying below, so taking a buy trade is foolishness anyways. So let's take that trade eventually. So let's lose what we can lose. We will go for 1-to-1 RR on every trade, and then we will count the losers, and when we take next trade, we will take profit to that RR. We won't move over SL, but let's say you lost 5 pips to last trade, and then you have 5 pips on your current trade stop loss, so you will aim for a 10 pip take profit on the next trade, regardless whether you're winning or losing the next trade. But that's how you recover your losing trades too. So the first trade was here, 8 pips, you were good, you got 8 pips, you lost, your signal was here, you lost 5 pips, you're down 5 pips, minus 8.3, and then you lost another 5 pips here. That's make 2 pips in loss overall from there to here. And then you eventually, if you take this signal, this tiny little, or even this, whatever, you are eventually minus 10 pips. Now you get a next signal right here. Now remember, I was telling you how the price is below and below, and then you get a signal here. If you want to wait for bounce, you may, or you can consider the bounce has already happened, because as I told you, if price is breaching half trend and RSI is breaching level 50, you may consider it as a bounce already, so you may take the signal right away. But let's stick to the rules. So you have 10 pips to recover plus whatever stop loss you're going to use here. So that as per the system, you get a signal, RSI is below, good. You can clearly see RSI. I would jump right away because I can see that the price wants to go down very badly. RSI is just perform. RSI isn't telling us anything. it's only following price. So price wants to go down badly because I can see where it was. Oh, yeah. So I can see how RSI kept below and how eventually there was a range in the RSI which is kind of broken when that signal came right here. So you may see that now that support have become resistance for the RSI, and then this candle isn't too far from this candle, and then you may see it reversed 4 pips, but RSI never breached that level. So those kind of stuff you can keep in mind, or not, or as I said, stick to the rules, wait for a bounce, which is here, signal is still good, RSI is still good, you take the trade and you put your stop loss right up there. So that's a 5 pip stop loss, and you have 10 pips to recover from the older trades, so that's 20 pips you are aiming for, right? So that would be 20 pips would be done somewhere here. Then you may exit your trade. So you recovered all your loss, plus you made 5 pips. You're good to go. You have 20 pips. Now you can keep going. I'm just showing you how to trade. You can keep going all day. You can make money, you can lose money, do whatever, right? And but the thing is, how much you want to trade, right? So if this was 20 pips, and it's 20 pips including your losses, eventually you are good to go for the day, right? You made money, and then you should be done. And what else? So those are the rules. RSI plus half trend. And let me show you when RSI does favor you in a good trend. Let's catch a good trend. I mean, this was a good trend right here. So let's see where would we enter that trade and what's the outcome. So this was as we had 20 pips, right? So you may move your stop loss first here, second here, and then if you move it here you will get hit, but you again get a signal. You see it's not, I mean, when this is happening, you know you need to move your stop loss, because RSI is, if RSI was close to 50, yeah, then let it be, then let it hit your SL and then wait if RSI is off bouncing. But since RSI is so far, you know that it probably will reverse, and plus you might want to consider your position that you had only 5 pip stop loss, so you are already at a break-even point right here. So you might want to leave it to the break-even point, right? So it will not hit. I will show you something better to have your stop loss in a bit. So let's say you stayed in there, you made a good choice that you stayed in this trade from which started from here, and you didn't exit, or you didn't allow it to hit your stop loss here. Then eventually it was recovered, your 20 pips were recovered, and then this buy signal came, which you don't have to take because RSI never agreed, so you're still in a sell. Again a buy signal came, you don't have to take, RSI didn't agree. Eventually it didn't agree here, it didn't agree here, but then it started going up, and eventually when this breach happens you may exit it finally, which was around here. And plus you also can, as I said, draw a SR. You see when RSI broke that, it's gonna go up for a bit, right? So you have a room for RSI to go up, then you want to exit, and if you get a trade, again you may enter. So that's your choice how you want to do it. But let's see you didn't exit, and you exited it here, and eventually you had 28 pips, whereas if you exited here 34 pips. So it doesn't make a big difference, right? But that's how you stay in a trade. So that's how you don't that's how RSI helps you to filter out these bad trades. on a level on a amp 15 it will not even come. It will just keep you in a trade for that long. So that's up to you. As I said, what you want to use, that's up to you. If you are if you were using 5, you are scalping and you're having too many signals. But if you're using 15, yeah, then, but 15 have, sometime it looks good, 15 looks good. But then as the latest move happened, just which I showed you in the beginning of the video, 15 would miss it. But those moves are caused by news. Mostly those moves are because there is a news. There was a GBP news on all pairs, that's why they moved. But when there is no news and there is a good trend, 15 will do the job. So that's up to you. Yeah, but let's switch it back to 5. So that was 5, or what I'm doing. Okay. So then eventually you are getting a buy signal, but you don't enter because you don't have RSI in agreement. And as I said, if price is breaching, RSI is breaching, be careful with those signals. So eventually you got a buy signal right here, and the bounce signal was here, and this is the bounce, and RSI is above. So go ahead, buy it. 2 pip stop loss, expect 2 pips, you got it. This system is not to expect 2 pip stop loss and 50 pips TP. This system is 1-to-1 RR or max 1-to-2, and that's what you should be happy with, because you are not putting much effort in it. You are not checking your PA, price action, or all that stuff. I won't say that stuff. That, like, you have an easy system, go easy with the money too, and then it will keep you in a, if you hit your TP, good. Otherwise it will keep you in a buy trade up to until here, and then eventually you will break even if you moved your stop loss somewhere here, or your stop loss will actually get hit if you didn't take your TP. So that would be what, 4 pips. That's okay, you made pretty much good pips in this move. And then eventually this signal comes, then you wait for a bounce, and then bounce happens and RSI is below. And see, this is what I was talking about, that a bounce is good when RSI breaks the level with the signal, which was here, and then it bounces with the price, and then eventually this bounce happened, you put your stop loss on 3 pips, and then you have what, 30 pips. So those are slow times, but 1 to 10 RR right there. It's up to you where you want to exit, 3 pips, 6 pips, or you want to keep moving your stop loss up until here, and that would be 25 pips, right? Then buy signal comes, you don't have a signal, you have a signal somewhere here, and then you enter, then this stop hunt will take you out, you're done with the buy signal. Then sell signal comes, you will take it somewhere here. These are slow times, I can tell you, I don't know what time this is, but the price is super jumpy. Anyways, so that's the idea. That's how I trade half trend. That's how you should. I mean, you may try it with 15. I don't say 15 is bad. 15 is good. It saves you a lot of bad trades, as it did in this. Now the next thing I want to show you, a better version of half trend, which will give you a better stop loss or trailing stop levels. So let's see. Right here. So I will put the 15 as we had the 15 or 5 actually, and then this channel deviation is subjective. I would use 2 or 1.5 on pairs which are not moving a lot, which doesn't have too much spikes, which would be Euro USD or DUSD, major pairs, right? I would use 3 for the pairs which moves a lot and have spikes, which would be GBP JPY, GBP CAD, GBP, pretty much GBP crosses or Euro crosses. So you should use it, but let's put 3 on all and let's see. And let's turn this to 5 too, okay? So you can see the half trend is same, signals are same, but then it have a channel around it. That channel is a good support and resistance. What I'm talking. That channel is a good level. It provides good level of your trailing stop for your trailing stop. It provides a really good level for that. I mean, you were out here and you weren't out here, and eventually you were out here before even this buy signal came, and you will get hit, but then you won't be placing your stop loss. Anyways, overall it gives you better, what I have observed, it gives you better level of stop loss. So you may see if like it holds better than half trend in any trade, but then these kind of things will rip you anyways. It doesn't matter how big stop loss you use. So I will attach this one too to the post, and then it's up to you guys. Plus it's what's good about this one is it's multi-time frame. Here it is. Yeah, what I was testing to use 5-minute time frame half trend with the AMP2 on 1-minute time frame. So it becomes very ugly, but it keeps you in pretty good trades sometime. I have noticed it. So that's up to you. I won't recommend it, but if you want to test it, something like that. So, but the sole motive of using this MTF1 is only that we get that channel which draws a pretty good level for support and resistance. It draws same as half trend, so there is no change in the calculation or anything. It's just it provides you better level, and that's pretty much, I guess, that's all there is to know about it. And there was one thing I forgot, I guess. Well, that's pretty much for now. That's how I use this. Is RSI is pretty good filter for half trend itself, and then it keeps you out of bad trades, like all these bad trades you get in this good decent move, which is 100 pips or so right now on GBP USD. It's you would enter it somewhere here. Okay, let me show you one more thing. So when you see this type of trade, if you were on 15, it is obviously the result of news, so it won't. If you were on a 15, you will not wait until this bounce. That's what I was telling you before. The bounce is, this is a bounce. Even a one candle, it's a bounce, because if you wait for this bounce, you already missed like many pips. You will only get 60-40 pips. So when you see a move like this, and then half trend is going along with it, if half trend was flat dead, or even like somewhere here, if it kept it dead or flat, then I know price is gonna come back. But if it didn't, if it just went with the price, then you want to enter wherever you can, and just be like, your stop loss will be 32 pips, right? So your first target would be 32 pips somewhere. That would hit any. The most it went 30 up to here, and 32 would be somewhere here, because it never gave you a sell signal, so you'll be still good. That's okay. So, but if you were on a 5, you get same trade, but you get a bounce right here, and your stop loss is right there, 4 pips. Entry would be actually here on the close of that. So 15 pips, and you have a better RR of 1 to 2 already. So it's totally up to you what to use, but the 5 and the 15, they are same when it comes to a signal. I mean, if you get a signal, if you are in a buy and RSI is below, then this being green doesn't matter, because you have to exit the trade as per rules. So whether it is 5 or 15, it doesn't really matter, because you are heavily relying on RSI as well. So if let's say I put 30 in it, and then I see it never gave you a signal of closing the trade, good. It didn't even give you a closing signal on 5 either. The only headache is it gave you signals, and you have to look on the screen. But you are a trader, right? That's your job to look, so don't be scared of that. Anyways, okay guys, I won't drag this video for no reason anymore. This is pretty much, just watch out the slow times if you want to trade half trend. If you want to trade it in a slow time, sure, but don't be greedy. Just go for 1 to 1 hour, including your spread, obviously. Sometimes you will get a 1 pip or 2 pip stop loss, then include your spread and then go for that. Take profit. Okay. Well, I will upload this MTF one, and I will upload this Ultra RSI in my thread on BOE, and let's trade this beauty and let's share our results on that. I will create a new thread, not in the spot forex. So if you guys are trying it, don't be silent. Post your trades, post your ideas. This is still in development, and the next video I will make is how to use it on hourly chart or higher time frame, and what settings we should use it on. But that I will only create if somebody or if anyone is interested. I mean, making 100 pips on hourly chart with a mini lot is same as making 10 pips on 1 minute chart with a standard lot. So as far as you're sure your stop loss is secure and you know when to exit, it really doesn't matter what time frame you're trading, unless you have like $1 million in your pocket and you want to grab, you're trading 50 lots on hourly chart. Yeah, then sure, do that, because then higher time frame is better. But if you are just a regular trader like me who trades 1 lot or so and can afford 10 pip stop loss or so, then you're good on 1 minute chart, I guess. But it's a personal choice, so do whatever. But I will make a video soon about how to trade it on hourly or higher time frames. Pretty much same rules, but the different settings. So I'm still working on it, and I'm also working on a binary options strategy, which is coming along pretty good. I just want it to be perfect before I publish it. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys around. Bye.